We'll now move on to the public comments portion of the agenda. At this time, members of the public may address the Board of Supervisors regarding any off-agenda items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors, provided that no action may be taken on off-agenda items unless authorized by law. Comment shall be limited to 3 minutes per person and 20 minutes for all comments. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak today?
Yes.
Okay. If you'll call the first speaker, please.
Lou Noble.
Thank you. State of Emergency Solutions Grants for Emergency Shelter Services. Item 32 has been postponed. We've been having this problem of the homeless for years. This bus depot has been there empty for years, and I thank you now that we have this overwhelming problem because it hasn't been addressed for so many years that we could have actually taken care of it before. This emergency shelter or the bus terminal, it's going to be just a little bit of a bandage on a big wound. Now, I've been advocating for safe zones. Many people are staying in the riverbed, and as we could see over here in the Civic Center for years. Safe zones don't cost too much. I see that, there's probably about less than $2 million here that have been allocated for that. The county has gotten over either 19 million here and 20 million there. We could actually open safe zones in every city, and I've been doing that, trying to get this Anaheim to do that. Instead, they have been criminalizing the homeless by unconstitutional ordinance. Now we have Public Works who've been a little bit of harassing the people out there in the riverbed, asking them they need to move out. Sometimes they've moved out into the riverbed. Now, last Wednesday, we had the floodgates open without any warning to anybody down there. So I don't know who's in charge of that, but they need to warn these people out there. And we need safe zones. How much can you spend on that? And like I'm saying, the shelters, nonprofits are good, and they've been working for years, but it only alleviates just a few people out there. And there's a lot of people out there that have been chronically homelessness, and it becomes harder for them to get back into society because they've been out there so long that it's just this is state of an emergency here, and we need to either get some safe zones, and if you don't know what that is, we have them already out there, but they're not safe zones. They need to be in a place with a big tent, and there's places out there that are available right now just to open. But hopefully, we go to the...
All right, thank you. Your time is up.
The City Council
Thank you
today,
for speaking.
so we'll keep speaking on it.
All right, next speaker, please.
Ernest Vargas.
Hi, my name is Ernest Vargas, and I'm disabled and mentally disabled, and I'm getting Social Security, but, like Lou was saying, we need, there's people with wheelchairs that can't even get out of there. They got to go a mile to get out of where they're at, and it's hard for them, so it hurts me a lot just to know this, that we do need help. And if you can do something for us, I appreciate it. Especially for the people with wheelchairs. They locked us up. We got to go miles just to get someplace. We need showers. We need portable toilets there or something. if you can help us out for that, I sure appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. County Counsel, will we have any reportable action?
I expect we will, yes.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we will now recess into closed session.
Welcome, everybody. I'd like to call the Anaheim City Council meeting back to order. Now I will open the floor for public comments. This is a time for comments on any agenda items except for public hearings, items 25, 26, 27, and 28. I ask speakers who are here for the public hearings to please reserve your comments until those hearings are called separately. The city clerk will read a brief decorum statement and will invite speakers who complete a speaker card to the podium first, followed by speakers who decline to submit a card. Madam Clerk, could you please read the statement and call the first few speakers to the podium?
Yes, on behalf of the City Council, we would like to remind the public that this portion of the meeting provides the public with an opportunity to speak on any item within the Council's jurisdiction. Anaheim remains committed to freedom of speech, and we ask that speakers address the City Council with civility and refrain from making personal, threatening, abusive, slanderous, or profane remarks towards any member of the Council, staff, or general public. We appreciate your reflecting the spirit when you speak.
Please. Welcome.
Mayor, Council, I always start with a scripture here from Proverbs 21. It says, "The one who shuts his ears to the cries of the poor, he too will cry and will not be answered." Proverbs 22:16 says, "The one who oppresses the poor to increase his own gain, and the one who gives to the rich, both would end up in poverty." State of emergency today at the Board of Supervisors, which was postponed. State of the emergency solution grant for emergency shelters was postponed till then. We have had a state of emergency for the past year or so regarding the homeless situation out there. People have died during this time. We that have homes don't realize that people go through day by day by day suffering out there. It's not a choice to be homeless. But now knowing that this shelter here is going to be barely a dent in the problem, because it has risen to this position here that should have been actually solved years ago when the situation was coming about. But the reason why there's more homeless out there, because every day somebody loses their job. Every day somebody loses their home or becomes disabled. Many people are disabled out there. Abusive women who are running away from abusive homes. This happens every day, right here in Orange County. Now, the solutions to criminalize homelessness, because people perceive that they are drug addicts, criminals. Yeah, they are drug addicts out there, because after a few months, drug dealers prey on these people. And to solve their problems, they push drugs on them so they could get addicted. So the little money they have now goes to the drug dealers. Another thing that I have seen too, people with vouchers, HUD vouchers, they can't find a place because nobody's taking them. Nonprofits out there, they're not free. Or even if they have a little money, they charge them $400 to $500 in a room with 2 or 3 people. So yeah, many don't want to go there because they get separated from their families or even their pets. Their pets that are, we could build a dog park in 3 months, but yet it's not for the homeless pets that are out there because they're not
Mr.
admitted.
Noble, thank you, sir. Your time is
But
up.
anyways, let's expedite this shelter because we can't wait another year. Please.
Thank you. Next is, this is an item that Mayor Pro Tem Kring asked be put on the agenda. Receive information confirming the votes of the City Council regarding the ban on short-term rentals in homeless shelter. Would you like Mayor
No.
Kring, would you like a staff report?
I'll just do it. I would
Turn it over
like,
to you.
thank
Mayor
you.
Pro Tem.
Madam City Clerk, could you start with the homeless shelter? Because I have been accused of not supporting the homeless shelter. Could you start with that? That's the easiest one to take care of.
Sure. The homeless shelter, as presented in the staff report, the council met on 2 separate occasions, on April 7th as well as on May 5th. And on April 7th, the resolution was presented to the council offering support for the County of Orange's efforts to develop a year-round homeless emergency shelter and multi-service center for the north area of Orange County. On May 5th, the City Council approved a funding agreement committing $500,000 to support the shelter. Both items were approved unanimously by the council, with the exception on May 5th, Mayor Tate did declare a conflict on that item, so that was approved by a 4-0 vote.
Thank you.